John, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. It's great to be with you.
I'm going to just jump in. I love your new book about experiencing Jesus, and I'll start with a pointed question. Are we too busy?
Of course we are. But it's worse than that. It's worse because everybody's got the screen, hey, reduce your screen time and all that stuff. Like everybody's talking about that. But with kindness, we need to say that you're actually being conditioned not to be able to experience God. Our current moment is doing that to you. And so a lot of people have a hard time feeling like they're connecting with God. And I just want to say, guess what? It's not your fault. The pace of life, for one thing, is mad. And it's just madness. But it's all of it. It's the combination of like a perfect storm of, the technology and the amount of news you take in and all that. Because the older saints would have told you the simple practice of lingering, just lingering in the presence of God. You know how hard that is? Like, you can't stay present for 30 seconds.
Yeah. So why is busyness so anti-God?
Well, we have to immediately go to motive, right? Like what's compelling us? Because what's a fascinating thing is as the human soul heals, people don't like busyness. I've been a therapist for 35 years. Like as people get better, the first thing they'll tell me is, man, I hate the pace of my life. You go, oh, good. That's a good thing, because our addiction to it is lessening, right? We're coming to enjoy it lessen. And so I just think we need to be realistic about why we enjoy being distracted, because it keeps you away from your pain. It keeps you away from your loneliness. It keeps you away from your heartache. It just feels like an easy out. And because it's just just pick up your phone, and you're gone. So we just have to be, and it's a whole lot of other stuff. Like it's security. No, you don't understand, man. I've got to answer these emails kind of thing. Like it's a sense of security. I'm securing myself in the world. Right. So I think, we could just look under the hood and go, what is it that being busy is doing for you?
Yeah. Well, and I think, what we're all about here, helping men walk with integrity and freedom from sexual misbehavior and sexual issues.
Yes.
And this thing we're hitting on right here is so relevant because, I think it was somebody who said busy hands is the devil's playground, right? This is where we run into so much bad decision making, whether it was pornography or something else in that busyness. But more importantly, what you touched on, it's not about the busyness as much as it's about the avoidance of pain and the dysfunction and the disconnection and everything else. And I guess one of the questions I want to ask you is, do you think that the advancements of technology, because largely that has certainly driven the expedition of our busyness and our disconnectedness. Do you think you would have written Wild at Heart any differently if you were writing it today for the first time, just given the climate we're in?
Yes, of course. Yeah, it would have. For one thing, I would have to have write shorter chapters.
Right, because a long chapter, you're going to lose people.
Oh yeah, people can't take it. So I do that. Like in the new book, the chapters are much, much shorter. It's just an act of kindness. It's just a recognition of that's okay. That's okay. You're Nicholas Carr, his work on the internet and what it's done to our brain. It's eroded your attention span. That's okay. Again, not your fault. You haven't done something wrong. Something wrong has been done to you. Like you've been conditioned by an entire culture. That's okay. I think what I would have wanted to offer in kindness would be some coaching on how do you disentangle from that. And even people just need someone to kind of name what does a normal life look like a healthy life. And I tell people simple practices like don't take your phone into your bedroom at night. You shouldn't be scrolling or reading. Like even if it's an audiobook, like no, the phone's out on the kitchen counter charging. Buy a $9 alarm clock. Like there's just certain things that you can do.
Yes.
To really, you don't have to get off the internet. You don't have, that's not going to work. Nobody's going to become a monk.
Yeah.
As much as we want to.
Yeah. Well, my
Uh,
audience is rolling their eyes, John, not because it's wrong, but because they've heard me say the exact same thing a
okay.
hundred times. Because especially in this space, like even if you want to get into data, most porn consumption happens between 10 p.m. and midnight,
Yeah.
and 91% of it on the mobile device. So if you charge your phone outside of your bedroom, you literally just stack the odds in your favor that you're going to have a good night's sleep without any slips.
Just be kind to yourself. Don't sabotage, right?
Yeah.
And then the additional counsel I would give, I would say, okay, good job, everybody. Way to go. Your phone's out on the counter. When you get up in the morning, don't pick it up. Because as soon as you pick it up, you're gone. You're in the matrix. Here's the angry text from your boss. Here's the mayday from your kid. You get to be a human being. And again, this is going to help all the addictive tendencies, right? Like if you have calmness in your morning, and I'm not asking for a lot, 20 minutes, the first part of your day, you make a cup of coffee, you stand at the window, you say your prayers, don't pick up the phone first thing. Like we can learn ways,
Yeah.
right, of adapting to this cultural moment.
Well, it goes a long way because I think even I know for me, I was guilty and I didn't realize I was doing this, but I've been pretty religious, probably not the right term, but I have been pretty intense about my God time in the morning. And I was like that when I was single, and all my friends said, "Oh, wait till you get married." And then I got married and I held it up, and they said, "Wait till I have kids." And I'm a new father and I'm still holding it up. It looks a little bit different, but so far so good.
Okay.
Because there's nothing like that secret place. I really think it's the foundation of everything that I do.
Everything.
But I will say that I have definitely been guilty of being busy in the secret place with good secret place things like reading my Bible and doing
Yeah.
my affirmations and praying. And I've had to really, it's been very difficult for me because my God time's gone from a nice chunky hour in the mornings
Yeah.
to, kind of a quick 15 minutes while my 18-month-old is throwing all the toys around and I'm
Yep.
trying to watch him so that mom can keep sleeping. And, and I've had to adjust my expectations, but also trying to just say, you know what, today I'm probably just going to read a couple verses. I'm going to
Yes.
try to really think on those verses, and I have to just be
Yes.
okay with that I'm
Yes.
not getting through a chapter a day or a book a month or, whatever it is. So
Yes.
is this part of kind of what you're talking about as far as starting your days and obviously expectation adjusting based on the season?
Yes. Oh, what I want to say is that's actually really good. That's really good. And here's why. Because again, we've been conditioned in this moment by a cultural moment. We are way too left brain in our approach to our life with God. It's primarily content. Like you got to take in content. That's not the same thing as communion with God. Union, communion, relationship, intimacy. And you read the saints, like I was reading the Christian, French Catholic gal in the 1700s, beautiful woman, Jean Goyon. And she was saying, yes, read your scripture until there's the moment of, oh, there you are, God. And then she says, linger there. Because what you're after is the presence of God, not
Right.
content. And she was writing in the 18th century. Like, yeah. So I would say, actually, that's a really good thing that
Huh.
you are, reduce the amount of content because the life that we're after is union with God, union and communion. Because, by the way, that's what heals the human soul of addictive tendencies.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So don't take those addictive tendencies into your quiet time, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and then it's just binge like study and knowledge and that kind of thing.
Yes.
Instead, the quiet is beautiful. And 18 minutes, that would be amazing. Like that's seriously, if you can learn communion in that, it will heal you.
Yeah. Yeah, it goes a long way. So some people might be hearing this and saying, I kind of get the concept cerebrally, like at a left brain level, but this whole communion idea is very much a right brained concept. And it's really not a concept as much as it's an experience, which is why your new book is titled Experience Jesus.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if you can talk a little bit more about communion, because I fear that sometimes in the incredible rhetoric of not falling into religion but choosing relationship, that we've actually just kind of made relationship not communion, and like you said, the rituals and the practices and the content, but we're maybe missing the essence of actually just being in the presence of God, experiencing Him, and communion with Him, as you said.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, and I think this is the rescue line. I think this is the rope out of the madness. I really do. If you read the saints down through the ages, you read their writing, you read their biographies. What they are primarily after is connecting with Jesus Christ, who dwells within them. So this is the big, and this is very, very biblical. This is Ephesians 3. God is praying, Paul's praying for us, and he says that the Father would strengthen you in your inmost being. So that's the new sanctuary, right? You're a little temple, by the way. You're a little tabernacle walking around in the world because you now house God. This is where God dwells in the world now, is in his people. So what they would look for is not like a really amazing experience with God in their kitchen, or a vision or that sort of thing. It's very, very simple. They would tune into the presence of Jesus who dwells within them. Okay. So let me, for example, Brother Lawrence. So he was a beautiful Carmelite friar who actually only joined the order after he was wounded in war. So he had been through trauma. He was in PTSD, and he became a Carmelite. And he was a very clumsy guy, so they just put him as a dishwasher. But he developed such a beautiful life with God that bishops and cardinals would come to see this very simple man, because he had this life with God. And here's what he would say. He would say, for my part, I'm going to quote him right now. He says, I don't understand how religious persons can live without the practice of the presence of God. And then here's his secret. He says, for my part, I keep myself retired in the depth of my soul, where Christ dwells. And while I am with him there, I fear nothing. But the slightest turning from him is insupportable. So that would be a very classic sort of Christian mystic statement, that Jesus Christ dwells in the depth of your being, very biblical. Learning to locate him and enjoy him there is a rescue from the left brain, high content, got to get 4 chapters in, need to make sure I look up the Hebrew on that, all that stuff. This is the richness. This is the vine and branch relationship. And it is so simple. But most of us have not been taught it because we were raised in this moment.